everyone, welcome to another review, and here's my review for the movie I've been waiting and waiting to see. Not Avengers, not yet. That is the horror movie It Follows. Yes, It Follows. It Follows just came to the theaters near me about a week ago, and yeah, I finally got to see it, and this is the last week actually. Yeah, it was only in my theaters for only 2 weeks, and yeah, this was the last week It Follows was playing. I went to see it. There was barely anyone in the theater. Perfect. No loud noises. I could enjoy this horror movie. This movie was so freaking hyped. This is like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was so excited to see this movie. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be the best horror movie of this year. Oh my god, this is gonna be like another Conjuring or something. It might be like The Guest meets Conjuring. Oh my god, I'm so excited to see this movie. Oh my god. Oh my god. And okay, I finally saw this movie, and all in all, it's a good movie. I recommend it. It's very good. If you love horror movies, you will love this movie. However, that being said, this movie is a little too overhyped. Like, this is not like a masterpiece. This is not like the most smartest horror movie I've ever watched. This is nothing groundbreaking. This is not going to be like the greatest movie of all time. It's not even going to make, probably not even going to make my top 10 favorite movies of the year. That being said, I did enjoy It Follows. It was a good movie. A lot of reviews for this movie, and a lot of people haven't been spoiling it, so yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'm actually not gonna spoil it at all, really, pretty much. So I'll just tell you the gist of this movie. The gist of this movie is about a young girl played by Maika Monroe, who's in The Guest, last year's The Guest. Awesome movie. She's great in it. She's great in this movie, too. But yeah, she plays the lead girl in this movie, and she goes on a date with a boy, and she basically has sex with him, and he gives her something. Yes, this something starts to follow her and almost starts to manipulate her mind and basically follow her around. And you don't know what this is. Is this like a demon? Is it like a demonic STD? You don't know what it is. You don't know what's following her. And the trailers have been building this up, and a lot of people have not been spoiling what is following her. So I'm not gonna say it. Maybe. No, I'm not gonna spoil this movie. A lot of people have not been spoiling it, and that's good because just go see it for yourself. And like I say, if you love horror movies, you will really like this movie. You'll enjoy it. You'll have fun with it. You'll appreciate, like, it kind of plays homage to, like, 70s horror movies, which I really liked. Before I actually get to the negatives, I did have problems with this movie. I'm going to get to the positives. The first positive is Maika Monroe as the lead girl. She's very, very good. A lot of the characters in this movie are very stock horror movie characters. Again, I'll get to that later, but yeah. She wasn't, though. She was a very compelling lead character, and I was really into her character, and her performance was really, really good. Another thing that was good in this movie was the writing. The writing was decent. It was actually pretty smart, and used actually some decent dialogue in this movie, even though there was a lot of exposition, but sometimes the exposition was needed, and like the rules and stuff in this movie. You find out there's a lot of rules. I won't spoil any of that either, because this is not a spoiler review. And yeah, like, I didn't mind, even though they were stock characters, there was still, the writer tried with this movie. And shots were also really good in this movie. Like, a lot of the angles were really good, the cinematography was really well done, and the editing was fine too. It wasn't choppy, it was very well edited, and it was a well edited movie. And yeah, a lot of the angles create a lot of good atmosphere, and the score was just riveting. It was a very old school kind of score. I felt like almost like a horror movies from the 60s or something. I felt I was maybe watching an old 70s Halloween movie, and yeah, I really liked that. And yeah, this movie is pretty original. It's not like straight up original. Like there's some themes in this movie I've kind of seen in other horror movies, but the story itself is pretty original. Which I give it that. Like, movies these days are not original now. Like, movies are either copying off another source material, whether it's a comic book, a novel, or just another movie back in the day, and I'm glad this movie is its own movie. That being said, there was a lot of problems with it. Some of them are minor. I won't go into the minor ones, like little nitpicks, but again, like, the characters were really stock characters, and it was like in the movie Unfriended, but at least in Unfriended, they felt like real people. Some of these people just felt like they're in a horror movie. They were just there, to be stereotypes, or just to die. They're just there to get killed, or just be generic stereotype horror movie characters, which was really, really annoying. Another thing that was a little, like, it could have been a little better was the direction. The direction was fine in the first 2 acts, but then it kind of got sloppy. It wasn't really a well-structuralized horror movie. The execution was decent, but the structure was really, really off, which I had a problem with. And yeah, like I said, the tone and atmosphere were really good, but there was some pacing issues, and that came from sloppy direction. The director didn't do a bad job, he just did a pretty sloppy job. A lot of people have just been overhyping this movie, and a lot of people are calling it like this is the new greatest horror movie of all time, and I just don't see it. I had fun with this movie. I really liked it. I loved the tone. I loved the atmosphere. I liked the lead girl. I liked the first two acts of this movie. I loved how dark it was. And this movie isn't scary, by the way. Like, some people are calling this movie, like, so terrifying. It's not. It's creepy, though. Like, there's, like I said, thanks to the good camera angles and good score and good atmosphere, it had some creepy moments and really, like, build the tension. The tension was really good. And sometimes the payoff wasn't always that good, but the build-up was very, very strong. And, yeah, that's why I liked about this movie. And I did have a lot of fun with this movie. And, again, even though there was pacing issues, I'm glad it was only an hour and 34 minutes long. Yes, I wish, like, they would speed some things up in the second act, and I wish the third act was a little longer. Like, yeah, again, the direction was a little bit all over the place, which I had a problem with. But again, I still had a lot of fun with this movie, and honestly, I actually did like this movie better than Unfriended, because Unfriended, I was expecting that movie to maybe suck, and actually end up being good. This movie, I was expecting a masterpiece, and I didn't get that, but I still got something new, and still something really engaging, and really entertaining, and I just had a lot more fun with this movie than I did with Unfriended. I know I'm kind of bashing this movie more than I am Unfriended, but the reason I am is because I thought this movie would be amazing, and it wasn't. It just was a really, really good horror movie, and I would definitely buy the Blu-ray of this movie, and I'm not going to say, like, oh, this will change people into horror movie fans. No. If you're not a horror movie fan, this is not going to make you a horror movie fan. But if you are a horror movie fan, yeah, you'll love this movie. You'll have a blast with this movie. And I am a horror movie fan, and I did enjoy this movie. And I would totally recommend this movie if it's still playing in your theaters. So yeah, check out It Follows. It's a good movie. Scale 1 to 10, I'd give this movie a 7.9 out of 10. Yeah, I couldn't quite push it up to 8, but I still like this movie. 7.9. Go check it out if it's a theater near you. In the comment section below, tell me, what movie did you like better? It Follows or Unfriended? Because these two movies are like competing against each other, and yeah, on Rotten Tomatoes, Unfriended is like a 59, and this is like a 96. So yeah, I don't agree with those two ratings. I think these movies should be both in like the 70s, but yeah. What is your favorite? What do you like better? Unfriended or It Follows? I like It Follows a little bit better, but yeah, comment below, let me know. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.